want to bring into the conversation now another first-year member of Congress. Katie Hill is a Democrat from Southern California. She is the first Democrat to represent her district in Congress in a quarter century. She's the first woman ever from that district. And she was just named vice chair of the powerful House Oversight Committee. Congresswoman Katie Hill, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Really appreciate you making the time.
Thank you for having me.
So I am super interested in your vice chairmanship of the Oversight Committee. This is a change that we're seeing from Democratic leadership, that freshman members of Congress are being named subcommittee chairs and vice chairs of committees. The Oversight Committee, of course, itself has a huge remit and is very important heading into this next couple of years with a Democratic Congress and this scandal-ridden administration. I just wanted to ask how that came to be, how you positioned yourself for this kind of a leadership role, and what you anticipate heading into your first year in Congress with this big responsibility that you've been given.
Yeah, that's a great question. In terms of how I position myself, I mean, I just went into Congress with a plan of being as effective as I possibly could, and I ended up getting the leadership rep role, the freshman leadership representative role, and so I've gotten to spend a fair amount of time with some of the other members of leadership. And Oversight was one of my priority committees. It was one of the top ones that I wanted to work on because of the broad range of issues that you could focus on. And I met with Chairman Cummings, and he ended up suggesting this as a possible opportunity. He nominated me, I guess, and there was it went through, and I was really excited for the opportunity. He is an incredible person to learn from, and I'm just, you know, it's going to be a lot of work. It's kind of, I don't know if intimidating is the right word, but I certainly have my work cut out for me, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Given the president's remarks in his State of the Union address tonight, where he said that the partisan investigations must end and we can have peace and legislation or war and investigation, obviously part of that is about what you and Chairman Cummings will be doing on the Oversight Committee. We also saw a great reaction shot of Chairman Schiff from the Intelligence Committee tonight, where he appeared to be quite taken aback by the president's response, to the point where he laughed a little bit. Was that an important moment, or was that sort of, did you see that as a sort of par for the course moment from this president tonight?
No, I mean, that was a moment where I actually got my notebook out of my purse and started writing things down, like, wait, did he really just say that? And the people who were sitting near me, we were like, did he really just say that about, you know, that we can't have investigations? I mean, it's just so blatant. You're just like, what? But, I guess it is par for the course in terms of the other things that he said. But to me, that's just scary, right? Like, this is the kind of dangerous rhetoric that we've been hearing over and over again. And you touched on it with the director previously, that this is the complicity from the Republicans that we've seen over the last 2 years, and among those who are still in the House and in the Senate, frankly, it's a national security crisis as far as I'm concerned. And I think that that's the way we need to be looking at this. We need to be asking the tough questions about where his foreign policy decisions are actually taking us, how that factors into our place in the world, and frankly, what his ties are to these, you know, foreign entities, and where that leaves us. And I think that it's really something that we need to be paying more and more attention to from the real risk standpoint. So I work on armed services too, and we're going to be having more and more hearings, and I think that there's going to be a lot of connection between those two committees.
One last brief question for you. Up until recently, we had been expecting the president's longtime personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, to be giving public open-door testimony before your committee in a couple of days. Mr. Cohen then expressed concerns that he or his family might be in danger if he proceeded with that. Can you give us any update in terms of whether or not Mr. Cohen is expected to testify in a public session before your committee?
I don't have a specific update yet, but I know that it is a high priority for the chairman to make sure that that does happen. And I share the belief that it does need to happen in an open setting. The American people deserve to hear directly. And I know that he's going before the Intelligence Committee, but that's going to be behind closed doors. And I just think that this is something that our job on the Oversight Committee is to find the truth and to share it with the American people. And we really need to do that. That's how we're going to be able to move the needle on really bringing all of this out into the light, and making sure that people understand the risks that we are exposed to because of this president, and do ultimately what needs to be done.
Congresswoman Katie Hill, freshman Democrat from Southern California, defeated two-term Republican Steve Knight to get that seat, is now the vice chair of the Oversight Committee as a freshman. Congresswoman Hill, really appreciate you being with us, and we look forward to you keeping us apprised as things move forward in this busy session.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.